So my little rays of sunshine. Look at this. The sun's shining, the absolute bitter cold has gone. There's no wind, there's no wind chill. We can go back to normal now, we can mess about. So today, surprise, surprise, we're going to finish the lock. This bend thing, that was a bad idea. We've got to rethink that. We're not going to do this bend thing anymore. I think we're going to go down the path of a swerve. But let's get this secret lock done. Yeah, let's try not to milk it anymore. The door is open, we can mess. It's fantastic. So let's get this lock finished once and for all. So this has reminded me, there's a shed building from scratch project starting. We're collecting the stuff. What you're going to do is you've got to collect your materials. I thought I'd use this because it's got a bit of a swerve in it. But it reminded me, if you've got plenty, you've got 3 or 4 lengths and you want a shorter length, don't be tempted to use the longer length and cut it down. If you only want a short length, then use your short length. Only cut the bigger bits down if you have to cut the bigger bits down, because you just don't know what's around the corner. You can always cut something down, but you can't always add on, can you? And that's going to be the theme in the next few weeks with new shed building. Tomorrow we're going to overload the vehicles top and bottom and get the materials in. And what's basically going to guide the size is what we've got. We've got the roof. So the building is going to be as big as the roofing materials we've got. Yeah. So that should be interesting tomorrow. So I was tempted to get a big one like this, cut it down. No, be a bit more saving. This was okay. These were all okay, but I had a piece that was slightly shorter that was gonna fit. So yeah, try and preserve your materials. Don't just use all the good bits, because when you want a long bit, you've already cut them up. Right. News on the front. Debbie's much better. She was quite poor. Well, she was beginning to be poorly Sunday. Wasn't 100%. Went to work Monday. Had to come home. Really bad Monday. Really bad Tuesday. Scary Wednesday. So, right, nothing's happening. Let's get to the doctors. Went to the doctors, started taking the pills Wednesday. It stopped Thursday. Was still the same. No much. Thursday, Friday. Definitely improvement. It's just a case of recovering and getting better now, so we can get out and start messing and playing and everything, slowly getting back to normal. Take Debbie a week or so to, you know, get over a cold, as you might say, or this chest infection or whatever it was that she had. I think we should have gone to the doctor sooner and got the proper medicine, because we were only taking cough medicines and pills, and it wasn't really doing anything. It's only started getting better since Debbie's had the proper medicine with the prescription type stuff. Anyway, let's crack on. So we decided what slide bolt we're using. We used this. It was a pity. I was going to use a socket on the end with a UJ, if you remember. But it was a pity to miss out on that length of adjustment. That wouldn't give me much adjustment really, would it? So, you know, my best friend is a sacrificial socket, but my other best friend is the humble box spanner. Where are you going to get a huge collection of different size tubes made of steel whenever you're making something? So my next best friend is a box spanner, and that's going to enable us to go up and down. So you think these for nothing, pick them up, clean them on the wire brush and put them in the stores. So what is this? Yes, it's a box spanner, but it's also a piece of variable tube. I've got many pieces, as a socket is a many sizes and lengths and depth. Box spanners are the same. So we're going to put a slight cut in there, put that over there. That will give us our room for adjustment. That I don't think we need that much adjustment. It'd be a pity to waste all that adjustment just to run in the end of a socket. Yeah. And then possibly we'll probably maybe put this then on the end of the socket that way. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that. Yeah, hammer that in there. Weld that up. Weld this up here. Weld that onto there. That gives us the opportunity to use all of this thread. If you remember, that's the sacrificial socket on the shaft. Brought down to fit here. Now we're going to use this. Yeah, great. Let's crack on with that then. It's going to be like that. So that's going to be there. We've got enough adjustment. A little bit of movement is going to mean a lot on the end of that spanner, isn't it? So that we've got enough to really adjust it to get that spanner so it goes north, south, east, west exactly. Yeah. So we've got to try and get past this sort of corner. It's in the way, isn't it? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut a notch out of this corner of here and try and completely just bypass and keep it in a straight line. Yeah. Obviously we're going to put some sort of UJ that side. But the main reason that I want the adjustment to be as much as we can, because we want this to go there, don't we? From there to there, from there to there, not from there to sort of there or something. Yeah. So we want to make a link, don't we? We want a fat spanner. Trouble with the modern spanners, they're a bit thin, aren't they? Yeah. For my qualifications in welding, not. We want a little fat spanner, but try not to get one with a name on it. Like you know, the old-fashioned tank spanners. Eagle brand in here, isn't there? Where have we got a little fat spanner that we can butcher away on? Open end will do better. That's fat enough. Is there a name on that? No, just a size. Oh, that'd be okay. Weld a nut in here. Well, in there that will wrap little fat unnamed spanner. Actually, that might be the one, you know. That might be the one. We've got a name on that one. Yeah? Let's have this one. Little fat spanner. So, what are we working with? We're working with 1/4 of a turn, aren't we? We've already made the cap for there, so that should be no problem. That should take out the, you know, at the moment it's very wobbly, isn't it? We've already done that. Turn that cap that way, put that in there. That will secure that. Welded in, bit of grinding. So that's not gonna, so it's gonna be a secure thread. It's gonna take up that much space. We've got this, but it's not. This is the original nut. Now I know we're gonna have to turn that shaft into a different movement, are we? Yeah. We're going to have to turn that into 1/4 of a turn movement. Now I know you'd say cut a groove, put a keyway in, blah, 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 blah. Weld it permanently. The worry about welding it permanently is if something breaks and it's broken locked, you've got a problem, haven't you? You've got a problem. So basically we want to turn it from there to there. We've got that much. Doesn't matter if it's, cut that off. If it comes from there to there, we've got basically, which is the throw of the bolt, which is fine. But we've got a 90 degree to make up. So I know that's from the vertical to the horizontal, but it doesn't matter. 90 degrees is 90 degrees, whether it's from there to there, there, slightly higher to slightly lower, it's still 90 degrees, isn't it? So that's what we want. We can take that away a bit. Need to. This is the level. We're going to come down a level too, because we're coming at the level of this. This is about down here somewhere, isn't it? Just below the shelf. So the connecting shaft will be down here. So we can afford to come a little lower. So where did I put that? Let's have a look at that spanner, see if that's going to do the trick. The little fat spanner, doesn't matter what size nut, because we're going to cut it. We're going to weld a nut into there. That's going to give us that connection there, and we're going to be able to thread into there, lock the thread on, and we'll get this movement here then, won't we? We'll get this movement here. Could do with going slightly, ever so slightly. We're coming from the above there. Yeah, could do with being just ever so slightly longer. Yeah, one spanner head longer. So let's go and find something to rather here than there, slightly high. We want the same, but slightly longer. And doesn't matter about the size. We'll make the size fit. You know, the nut, we'll weld the nut in there, cut this to the size of the nut we want. So do you know when you discover something, this tin, we were looking for something the other day, and I just happened to look in this tin, and I happened to see these there, and I thought, blimey, where the hell did these come from? I don't remember these. We're looking for a little tank spanner, aren't we? We don't want a super slim. We don't want something with a name on it. Cut the end of that off maybe. No. That might do. That's or super slim. Snail brand. Yeah. That's what I want. Slightly bigger but unbranded. That's a Snail brand. Yeah. Hey Steve, we found you some Frenchies. There was another one in there, yeah. We found you some Frenchies. Woohoo! Come on. We've got to get some super slim. Got a name, they're worth keeping if they've got a name, Drape. But again, see the modern, I don't want a modern spanner. I want to use a little fat tank spanner, but with no name on it. Let me just go and have a look at something. It's a super slim. Yeah. Oh, that might be the one. That's a super slim. Sort of, we're looking at that little bit, just that little bit longer, aren't we? Yeah. So anyway, that was a pleasant surprise when you find something. Again, super slim. When you find something that you didn't know was in a box. Let's keep on hunting for this another tank spanner. That reminded me, in my efforts to try and tidy up, I've been trying to put things away in the toolboxes. I had way too many unused toolboxes. No. What have I been doing? Where have I been? Oh no, yeah. We were going to use one of them the other day to grab the end of a cable so we don't lose it. We might, yeah, we'll keep that yet. We've got a job for that. We've got to grab an end of a cable. But you know when you're trying to pull a cable, we're going to clamp that on the end of the cable and pull it like hell. So we'll keep that. We've got a job for that. Oh dear. No. There is some in this box behind me. I think I have been trying to tidy up, but not very successfully. All I've been doing is throwing stuff inside. Oh, another F spanner. What is that one? Snail brand. Hey, we've nearly got a whole collection. Come on. We want to find some little, similar to that really. That was the proper tool for it, for grabbing the end of a cable, wasn't it? Yeah, that way. We might use that as well. Right. Job to do. Got a job around the corner. Anyway, not in there. Okay. Okay, keep digging, keep searching, keep looking. So I'm trying to find a tank spanner, something like that, with no names and no markings on it, so I can butcher it. Where am I? Something like Lion brand. No. What's that one? That's made in England. Snail brand. No. Okay. Bigger ones. I don't want them that big. Let's start up here again. Nothing in there. Tank spanners. Lion brand. Tank spanners. Bedford. Tank banners, something like that I'm looking for, but that's a Snail brand, so we don't want to cut that up. Okay, this is Eagle brand and Super Slim. Yeah, no, there's got to be some somewhere, hasn't it? Ah, what's in here? A mixture, not long enough. What's the size we want? Oh, bit bigger than that. Made in the USA. No, we'll keep that one. Ah, here's one. Tank spanner. No, just measurements. No markings, only the size. Could be the one. It's probably the partner to this one. It's probably a set. No, keep looking. Don't even use this one. Keep looking. Keep looking. No. Got a box. I've got to have a box of rusty old tank spanners somewhere. Oh, another F wrench for Steve. There's another couple of F wrenches there, Steve. That was a J&S something. This one is a oh yeah, CK. There's a few of these CKs. You've really got to scrub here. These markings are really hidden. You've really got to scrub them to find them, as I recall when I was cleaning them. So we've got plenty of those for you, Steve, for your collection. Hold on. Looks like we're going to have to go down this path. Just miscellaneous spanners. Spanners with no name. Give himself one final thing. Ooh, that might be interesting. Is there a name on that? There is, isn't there? Yeah, 1433. Can't be. Right, keep looking, keep searching. So the trouble with having too much choice is every time you look at something you think yes, and then you look at something else, no, not that, this, that, this. So I'm settling on this Gordon because that's what I want. I want this strength here. I want this. It's going to be twisting and pushing, isn't it? So that way it'd be pretty weak. Although it's only a bolt going in and out, I want that, the strength of it going that way, don't I? Turning. So yeah, and I think that's about the right length as well. Yeah, that's going to suit us better. That's going to be just below the shelf, isn't it? Which is where this is going to come out, just below the shelf. So I think that's going to be what we want. Yeah. Now, so let's go and experiment now. How are we going to jam this? Because, like I say, the biggest fear I have is that this begins to slip. If we don't do this tight enough here, you end up turning this. It'll break. Then you'll have no way of withdrawing that pin. Then you're in big trouble, aren't you? Yeah. You can snap the end because you can go and get it, but this is down the other end of the shaft. And if it's broken, if it twists rather than break, if it breaks, you can withdraw the shaft. But if it comes loose and you end up turning and nothing happening, that's my biggest fear now. That we'll turn and nothing will happen, but I don't want to weld this up solid too much, just in case we do decide that someday we want to remove this or take this shaft out, even for maintenance. So we've got to pinch it between two, haven't we? Or maybe pinch it between four. Yeah, lock it together and then relock it again. Yeah, which that's what these are, these little thin ones. Just lock them on. But the thread isn't the bestest thread. You give it too much abuse. Yeah. That's my biggest fear. That the damn thing stops working or fails in whatever form, but it fails shut. If it fails open, that's fine, you know. If it goes there and it don't no longer work again, that's fine. But what if it goes there, locks the door, and then you can't get to it? You lock yourself out with your own invention. Won't be the first time, won't be the last time. So the reason I wanted to use a spanner was, it's not only, you know, I could weld it a bar to it, but if you don't want it to snap off, physically connected, plus it's going to be welded connected, so you're not just relying on my pigeon doo-doo welding, are you? So the spanner is holding and turning, plus the welding is working as well. And then we'll do this smooth or rough, or I don't know how we do it, but we'll somehow then lock this into or onto the shaft, so it's held together with weld. Plus obviously I've made the spanner fit the nut, and then we can come down here and work on this end then, and we're nearly there. Do you know, by George, we're nearly there. So let me share a little pleasure with you, a little secret pleasure. Do you know when you're doing a project, you know, you're looking for stuff, you're making and inventing. If you haven't yet converted to keeping your nuts and bolts in shelves, in glass jars, on shelves, there's something really, you're going along and you're thinking and you're looking for what you're looking for, but at the same time your mind is open to a new idea. Your mind is thinking, well, what alternative, what have I got? What can I make what can I use? What have I got and what can I use to make this thing, whatever you're making, whatever you're thinking about. There's something fantastic about having all these nuts and bolts available. You know, we're all right for a quick search. And a quick search is one thing, but sometimes when you're not really sure what you're looking for, and you're deep in the depths of your jars, and you're looking and you're thinking, what will do, what won't do, will this do? You have an idea. There's something really satisfying. You should really start collecting your nuts and bolts into jars. I know you think I'm mad, but when we're doing something like this out of the scratch, this is when the sort of secret enjoyment comes out, because you've got a complete free hand to do what you want with, when, how, what. It's you know, it's great. Sometimes the downside is, you know you've got something, but you just don't know where it is. And I'm not really sure. Did we do a final? I've still got tidying to do, but did we do a final thing of the shelves, which are done and finished? Little boxes all across there, working on them, weren't we? Did the shelves, we did the cupboards over there. Yeah, this has been just fine. Just take the doors off. This in this corner has been quite a surprise. Just, you know, just take the doors off and you ain't got the aggravation of opening the door trying to get something in. Open shelves. But that's fitted in that corner lovely. Just having so much stuff available to choose from, to change your mind. You know, oh, I'll do it this way. When I think of an idea, I don't always stick to the idea. I sometimes think, right, let's think of another idea and then choose the best of the two or the three, whatever ideas I've come up with. Having them organised in this fashion, that whatever you want is there instantly. So it does save you a lot of time if there's a specific thing you want. But it's nice to just see them on the lid, and of course I drown them in WD-40, don't I? So there's a lovely, every time you open the lid on one, the smell of the WD-40 comes at you. So I'm really chuffed in the way that this, and I highly recommend it to you. I know it's a bit of a faff and it takes ages and ages to get to do it. It will take forever and a day, but once you've set it up and once you've done it, wow, you know, you're independent. You can do whatever you want to do, whatever your mind thinks it wants to do, you can do it. So I highly recommend that you get your nuts and bolts and you start sorting them out of a fashion. Start making shelves. As you see, I put them all in WD-40 so they don't perish. You never see these rusting and perishing like if they were in open boxes with dust on them, you know. They're locked away in a world of WD-40, aren't they? Yeah. Wow. I just so much enjoy messing about in the garage. And if it's something you were thinking of doing but you haven't got around to doing it, we'll make 2025 the year that you start making yourself a shelf, a shed full of nuts and bolts and things. And once you get into that swing of things, wow, you don't have to pick some stuff up. Yeah. And then when you're collecting bits of stuff, you know, little tiny, might just, it's only small, it's only tiny, but it might just do what you want it to do. And you've got it in a place where you can find it quite quickly. You know, if you haven't got it, you haven't got it. But you know, something stupid like this that you're working on or doing, or you know, little tiny stuff is always, and it's nice to get the same thing, the exact same thing. So yeah, this little screws and fixings and tiny little washers, wow, I can't explain to you how pleasurable it is. Yeah, how much enjoyment I get, and not having, oh damn, I haven't got one, I can't go any further. I've got it, my problem is finding it. Like all of us. Yeah, like all of us. You know you've got it, you've seen it, it's 10 years ago, you remember it coming in. But where did you put it? And where is it now?